And the word baptize, it comes from two other Greek words, which are baptismos and bapto. Right? And baptismos means ablution. It means a cleansing of the body. It's literally by water, but it's a cleansing, is what it is. And by immersion, wholly immersed. And it is the cleansing. It symbolizes the cleansing of your sins, is what it does. And bapto, it represents, the word is meant when they, well, like a leather worker would make some product or whatever, they would, in that day, they would put their stamp on it. They would use a dye that stamped it indelibly into that leather work. So, you know, no matter how old that leather got, that everybody would know who made that piece, right? So that's like saying you get the stamp of Jesus on you. You get the stamp that you are being made by God. You were made by God. You're God's. It's a stamp that shows you are God's. It's indelible. And you know, the whole idea behind it is, you know, it represents all in all the death, the burial, and the resurrection. So the idea is this: when you are immersed into the water, it represents your death, and you're being buried when you go into the water, and when you come up out of the water, you're raised to walk in newness of life. And that newness of life is the born again life, of course, you know, the Spirit of God in you. And you're just demonstrating to God your submission, and that, you know, you're dying to the world, you're being buried, and you're raised again to walk in newness of life. I remember when I got baptized, I had a real good teaching on it. A lot of people get baptized that, you know, nobody teaches them anything about it. But, you know, knowing these things, you know, before I got baptized, the preacher was in this big, I was in this big tank of water in this little church, you know, and the guy, this pastor, he goes to dunk me down in there, and before he dunked me down in there, I looked up at him and I said, "Hold me down a long time, man, I got a lot of dying to do." And he held me down, and then, you know, he held me down a good amount of time, all right. He brought me up, you know, and I felt new. I mean, I felt like, I actually did feel different, you know, raised to walk in newness of life. And it was an incredible experience for me.